Oh my goodness gracious, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Here we go. All right. The Arizona Cardinals lose to the Carolina Panthers 36-30 in overtime. Guys, you can't make this stuff up. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into another video. Definitely do me a huge favor, smack up that like button and subscribe for more Arizona Cardinals content. On this channel, we're covering the Arizona Cardinals throughout the entirety of the 2024 season, so subscribe it up. It's absolutely for free. Smack the like button. Do it for me. Don't do it for the Arizona Cardinals, but just because we got to cover this darn team for the remaining of the 2024 season, and even though it's cooked, the season is done. We're absolutely eliminated from the playoff contention. Smack the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if we can go ahead and start this therapy session out here. And let me know in the chat below if you want to go ahead and open up the phone lines a little later on. Maybe we'll do a live stream later on. Let me know in the comments below if you guys would be down with that, right? So we're just gonna do a raw reaction. We're just gonna completely come out here and talk about Cardinals versus Panthers. Now, I want to be very clear, was this game solely on Kyler Murray? Because people seem to like to ask that question. Oh, is this on Kyler? It's not all on Kyler, right? It's not all on Kyler. But as a franchise quarterback, and I said this once and I'll say it multiple times, you are either going to be the guy that gets the flowers when you win, and we were talking about MVP, when we were on the 4-game winning streak, but you also got to ride the bad with it as well, right? And right now there's a lot of bad. There's a lot of bad to talk about in this game. With Kyler, with the offensive line, with Marvin Harrison Jr. dropping some balls, with the defense can't seem to stop anybody back there. Although 3 sacks were done, right? I guess given to Bryce Young. It still felt like there was just no pressure on Bryce Young at all. So let's talk about this game in a nutshell. It started off with the Cardinals in a hole just from the jump. Like, we were killing ourselves left and right. When it came down to penalties, we had like 7 to 8 penalties in like one quarter alone, it felt like. Now, I think we ended off the game with a total of 11 penalties, 82 yards. But we were like, you blink your eye, and the Cardinals were down like 20 to 7, or no, was it 20 to 3 at one point? Yeah, it was a mess, man. It was a mess. It was 20 to 3 at one point. The Cardinals did do a really good job in the second quarter to claw back into this game. When we were going into the half, it was 17 to 20. So like, it wasn't over yet, but it's just kind of one of those things, right? Where you got to always kind of have to claw your way back, and the Cardinals offense are continuing to look clunky as heck. And the defense, if there was any game that the defense needed the Cardinals offense to bail them out, it was this game. It was this game right here. And they just couldn't do it. They just couldn't do it at all. Now, granted, we did score 30 points to finish off the game, which was honestly, I kind of lost all hope, but Chad Ryland nails a 58-yard bomb field goal. Amazing, man. It was absolutely amazing. 58-yard bomb sends us to overtime. They start off with the ball. We stop them. We get the ball. Marvin, unfortunately, has a couple drop balls. They get the ball back. And then Kyler Murray in the offense couldn't do anything, so they get the ball right back. And then, of course, we know the history. I feel like the defense made a business decision. I'm not sure if you guys could tell as well, but that last drive with the defense for the Cardinals, they just allowed like the floodgates to open up. They didn't want to play the game. It was done. They probably felt like they gave the offense plenty of opportunities to win this game, and they couldn't do it. Like, they couldn't do it at all. Kyler Murray finished off this game with 20 of 32, 202 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And although there were some flashes here and there of, oh man, that's some good Kyler Murray stuff right there, that's what it is. Kyler Murray's career are flashes, right? They're flashes of brilliance, right? But you just don't see it in a consistent manner. And unfortunately, you need to win games. You need to be consistent throughout a game. Kyler Murray really has no room for error to be bad, because when he is bad, he can make a mistake. He can throw a really, really bad interception like he did again in this game. I believe that's 6 interceptions on Kyler Murray after the bye week. Yeah, it's pretty bad right now. It really is. Now, James Conner did leave this game, unfortunately. We did get a glimpse of what this offense looks like without James Conner. It's terrible. It's god awful. James Conner is your best player on this offensive side of the ball, and there's no debate. Where I guess you can kind of throw Trey McBride in there as well, but James Conner is your workhorse, and that's what this offense is, a run-heavy team. Kyler got involved with his legs as well. 8 carries, 63 yards, and a touchdown. Run game was overall, it was good, right? I'm sorry. The run game was good, except for obviously when James Conner went down. The passing game is just, it's one of those things, again, ladies and gentlemen, where, you can't have James Conner leading the receivers or the receiving amount of yards, right? You can't. And James Conner was leading. Again, 4 receptions, 49 yards. Michael Wilson was next, 2 receptions, 44 yards. Marvin Harrison Jr., 4 receptions, 39 yards. And like I said, there was some opportunities for Marvin Harrison Jr. to get more yards. He probably could have surpassed James Conner, or at least be closer, but a couple drop balls that happened there. DJ Dallas came in the stead of, Trey Benson, which we got a lot of hurt players. Even Jonah Williams, I don't think came back. But Trey Benson being hurt, Paris Johnson Jr. being hurt, it hurt. It absolutely hurt. We did provide 3 sacks, one to Browning, next one to Kazir White, and the other one to Naquan Jones. But overall, man, this game, although flashes back and forth, it all kind of comes down to the Arizona Cardinals team beating themselves with penalties. Our offense couldn't step up to the plate again, right? Chuba Hubbard absolutely demoralized us on the ground. 25 carries, 152 yards, 2 touchdowns. Bryce Young didn't have a great game, but he took care of the ball, right? For what it's worth, he didn't have a great game, but he took care of the ball. So congratulations to the Carolina Panthers that have their 4 wins. 4 wins on the season. Now, I remember specifically Kyler Murray was asked if this was a trap game, and Kyler Murray laughs it off, and for his own reasons, right? I don't know why he laughed, or I guess he did try to give an explanation, but I was one of those guys that I'm like, this is, to me, at least still a trap game, potentially, if you lose, because there's different tiers to me with different teams, right? Where you are at in a rebuild compared to, where the other team's at, right? And the Carolina Panthers are in shambles. Like, they're not a good team at all. They're not a good team. They were a 3-win team, and then now a 4-win team for beating us. But if you are a 7-7 team and potentially sniffing at the playoffs, you got to win this game, right? So this was a trap game, in my opinion, right? So I know Kyler laughed it off, and now Jonathan Gannon came out and said I would have laughed too. Well, now laugh our way now, right? Laugh our way into out of the playoffs, because we are officially eliminated after this game. Very unfortunate. For the most part, time of possession was kind of the same, 33 minutes to 33 minutes. Penalties, we were 11 for 82. They were 9 for 64. Rushing yards and passing stats, they were kind of similar in terms of, like, nobody really was better than the other, and that's kind of concerning on its own right there too, because like I said, if you were a Cardinals team that is supposed to be in another tier, right, at least sniffing the playoffs, you expect a better performance, right? You expect the Cardinals to come up here and jump up to the occasion, and they just couldn't do it, right? So now let's talk about the elephant in the room, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Kyler Murray, right? I made a video about Kyler Murray, or at least where the Cardinals are at. I'm still backing my take, and I'm taking it to the grave. It's unfortunate that I've been backing Kyler Murray for what seems like 5.5 years now, right? 5.5 years. The last month, maybe month and a half, I've been kind of like, okay, Cardinals, we hopefully got to do something, because this is not winning football. December football always kind of comes crashing and burning for the Cardinals, and we can't keep blaming. We just can't keep blaming coaches, right? We can't, right? This offense is predicated on the dink and dunk. Who's the one doing the dink and dunk? It's Kyler Murray, not Drew Petzing, right? So I don't know. I still hope and pray that the Cardinals are going to be able to try to grab another quarterback in this year's free agency class. It doesn't need to be anybody like big like Sam Darnold or anything like that. Like, I'm not saying the Cardinals need to move off of Kyler in 2025. Because of the contract, he might have to stay with the Cardinals for one more year. But honestly, I'm at the point right now where we need to bring in somebody that's not just Clayton Tune. Like, I really want to see a really good quarterback competition, like a real quarterback competition, not just this quarterback job is yours because you're better than Clayton Tune, right? And that's kind of how I felt like the Cardinals treated this, because everybody knew that if Kyler struggled, there was going to be a lot of people clamoring on, hey, let's see what this guy can do. Let's see what this guy could do. And I'm on that boat. The Cardinals need to go after another quarterback. You can't roll with 2 QBs anymore. You can't. I feel like the ceiling has been reached with Kyler Murray, And right now, we still haven't won a playoff game. We still haven't won a division. We went to the playoffs once and absolutely got obliterated in the playoffs. So it's kind of one of those things where I think the time is now starting to tick and people are now starting to kind of see what I've been talking about for over a month and a half now, right? Where the Cardinals, yes, they're in year 2 of Jonathan Gannon, but that's an excuse, ladies and gentlemen. It's an excuse. There's teams that are winning in year 1 of their what you call rebuilds, right? Whether it's a new coach or a new QB, there's teams out there that are winning. And I think right now the Cardinals need to look themselves in the mirror and make, ask a tough question. They need to ask a tough question right now. And right now, the situation that they're finding themselves in with Kyler Murray, we might have just hit the ceiling. We might have hit it. I don't think I have any faith against the Rams. I think the Rams are going to blow us out. I don't have faith against the 49ers. We might beat the 49ers because of injuries. But other than that, it's kind of the stance of where we are at right now. The Arizona Cardinals are who they thought we were, right? And I apologize for gloating this team and getting excited for a team that could potentially hit the playoffs and did all these scenarios. And the Cardinals need to do this. If they do that, the Cardinals do this. If the Cardinals do this, then they do that. I was wrong. I was absolutely wrong. The Cardinals are in no stance at all. No stance at all to even be talked about anymore because this team is another failure, man. Another failure. Yeah, there's 7 games won compared to the 4 games won, but the way that the season ended against Carolina, it's one of those things. And if you're a Cardinal fan for a very long time, you know the history with Carolina, right? You know the history. You would just think that your franchise quarterback hopefully would step up to the occasion, or this offense could step up to the occasion, and nobody did, right? After James Conner went down, hill sledding from there for the Arizona Cardinals, and just couldn't do it, man. Couldn't do it here, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're going to be closing up shop here right now. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. As always, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to every single one of you guys. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are here in the comments below. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, as always. Have a great rest of your day, and go Cardinals.